Global Village on Newstalk 106 to 108.
Welcome back. You listen to Global Village. I'm going to be listening to that song. It's going to be in my head like for the next God knows how many weeks. Speaking of I Like Drisco, it's basically a Haiti charity single. Ito are a four-piece who met some years ago in Dublin. They have independently released a debut album called Stand By, along with earlier EPs Is It What You Want and Super Now. Ito have been working for a year now on their new collection of songs, which are now nearing finalization and potential independent release. They released the first single in February 2008 called I Like Drisco, and they've been on the program quite a number of times, and it's a really funky, groovy song to glowing acclaim. So I'm joined by Johnny Rayge and Cathal Dunn to tell us about I Like Drisco. Whose idea was it?
The story of I Like Drisco. Well, actually, funnily enough, when I Like Drisco is out, I have a few friends who really like rugby, and I do myself. And what used to happen was that when we were out, people would sing along after the Six Nations. They would start singing I Like Drisco, I Like Drisco. And
this happened after over a few pints.
Over a couple of pints, yeah. There was one guy in particular.
The best ideas come about over a few pints.
Well, I think so, yeah. Some of the best ones, anyway. Some over a cup of tea, but a few pints is definitely handy.
And a lot of the bad ones, too.
Anyway, it was a friend of mine, Mono, and he just had this idea. He said, why don't you call it I Like Drisco? And it sat in the pipeline for a while until obviously the disaster happened there. We were myself and Colin met one night when I was playing a gig in the Mez, in the Think Tank in Temple Bar, and he kind of propositioned the idea that it would be a really good thing to do because obviously if we could generate some money for Haiti, and that seemed to suit the whole situation perfectly. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
And Carl, you were on the program just a couple of weeks ago. God, you're a busy man.
I've recovered. Yeah. It's been great. It's been busy since then. We ran a couple of fundraising events which went really well. We've raised $2,500 for Haven between two events so far.
For people who don't know, Cathal is actually going to Haiti, part of the Build It Week initiative in April.
In April 25th. There is 250 of us going over there to build and see what we can do to help.
Absolutely. You have your work cut out for you for sure. And did you sign up to go to Haiti before the disaster or after?
No, as I was saying, it had been on my mind. I was listening to the ad campaign that Haven had been running over December. But when the disaster happened, it made my mind up. So it was, right, decision made, time to go, ways to make money. How can we do it? And what we've also done is, because of the need that's there at the moment for immediate funding for Haven's emergency appeal, their earthquake appeal, what we've been doing is 50% of everything that we raise has been going to the earthquake appeal, and then 50% has been going towards our Build It Week fund. So
brilliant.
It's been busy, yeah. Brilliant. And I've got to say, Johnny's been great.
Yeah. Johnny's always great. We like Johnny.
It's to get this thing together and out as quick as it has been just phenomenal. And also Johnny's heading away on Monday to the States, so it's been right up to the wire. It's been
it's been very up
Talk
to
us
the wire.
through the lyrics, will you, Johnny? What exactly do you say about O'Driscoll in the song?
Well, it starts, the verse is kind of ladies, he's got them reeling.
I'm sure some lads would be reading it anyway.
I'm sure, but he's got the opposition reeling is the idea there. And it comes running through the back again. He's beat them, he can beat everybody, he'll beat them now and he'll do it again, because he's the champ.
He's just brilliant,
He's just brilliant, as he was today. And then it just goes, I like Drisco, you like Drisco, we like Drisco, yeah. And then there's a great little break in the middle part where the music breaks out, and it just says, I can still remember that first game when we didn't even know his name. He scored a hat-trick in the Stade de France when we didn't have a chance, and all that section, Yeah.
This is like the full story, like.
Oh, it's the full story, yeah.
Amazing.
And there's a middle eight where it sings about Raj missing the causing the tackle in the last minute of the last game last year, which almost lost his Grand Slam.
But listen, I don't know anything about rugby. I'm just interested whenever Ireland wins, yay! But don't ask me the who and what. But the song is so catchy. I can just hear it, like in a stadium in a Croker. Everybody just shouting, "I like Drisco" every time he scores.
Well, let's hope he scores a lot.
Yeah.
And they're shouting that lots.
Yeah.
And then they get the single for Haiti.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Help all the people.
I mean, I think this is really you very resourceful. Over such a small window of time, you produced this. This is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was fairly hectic. It was just Carl and myself knocked our heads together, and we it's been really exciting and very, very last minute. We had to get the backing singers in, these fantastic singers. It was Amy and Therese, and it was brilliant, yeah.
So tell us any upcoming gigs.
Well, I'm playing this evening in a couple of minutes with friends of mine down in the think tank, probably the Late Show. But then I'm going off to California on Monday for a couple of months, so that's why it was really last minute, because this is probably the only chance I'll get to chat about this for a couple of months, and hopefully, this thing will be played and Carlos will be able to plug it and stick it
Carlos,
out.
yeah. People are confused. Cahill Down is also known as DJ Carlos.
I live a double life.
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
you
at
have
the weekends.
multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
That's why he has the skirt on now. I'm joking.
Oh, what?
You can't see under the desk, man. Don't lie. Just because you've been investigating this manly love you have for Brian Drisco.
Yeah. He's getting in touch with his feminine side. Listen, folks, we're running out of time. John, you're going to tell us the winner?
I'm indeed. I'm going to play it with the full song. I Like Drisco by Ito and Johnny Rayge at the end of the programme. Our winner of the competition last night of our language was Quiz Alan Stout from Bray County, Wicklow, who's going to decide what language it is. And we got an email in during the week, Dil. Fecum Gawil, Dil in a Coney sa Cheersha, the Treivsha Father Galorinish, Osrode Gawil, Anshumachi, San Ilchras August San Ilchosher, Ven Kinshe Gawil, Iraq Train, Dentachi, Chun Begon Gaelga, a Foglam Fuisha, on Wilshi Eg Frastal Erang Gaelga. Now, that's from George Dillon. And basically, to translate it, since I note that she has been in the country for a while now and given her interest in multiculturalism and diversity, I'm wondering how much Irish the presenter Dil has learned to speak by now. Well, she has the Cúpla Focal, but from next week on, she's going to start a language, Irish language course.
I've been wanting to do it for ages. I was actually doing it last summer, but I'm actually starting on the 10th of February. Thanks to Language Wise, I'm starting my Irish language course. So hopefully next time I get an email like that, I'll be able to read it myself. Yes, fingers crossed. You never know, I could turn into a Gaelgo. So we have reached the end of the programme. Thanks all to the guests, and of course wonderful team. Killian Keating on sound, John O Donovan, our producer. And we'll be back again next week at 7 p.m. to discuss more topics that affect us all, irrespective of who we are, where we're from. And we'll be back next week. Stay safe, keep warm. And this is the song I Like Drisco by Ito for the Haiti Appeal. Enjoy. Slán.
You know he's got them wheeling, coming and running right from the back again. He'll beat them, he can beat everybody. He'll beat them now and he'll do it again. Yeah, I like Drisco, and you like Drisco, and you like Drisco, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like Drisco, and you like Drisco, and you like Drisco, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ladies, you know he's got them